All right, welcoming you to Chair Yoga for the care of Waldenstroms. We're here with about 20 people, a little over 20 people from all over the world. Vancouver Island, UK, all across the United States, down south, up north, out west. And we're just getting settled here as we grab all those things we might need today. For example, something to drink, because we'll take little sips of water or whatever you've got going on. I've got a little vitamin C mix. And a chair that is comfortable for you to sit up in, and then maybe if you like to do some standing postures with me, we could use that chair for support as well. All right, so let's get started just by a little bit of gentle movement. I'm going to inhale my arms up halfway and exhale, let my arms float back down. I've got my feet on the ground. Breathing in, breathing out. Stretching my wings, inhaling and exhaling. Maybe this time my arms can go up a little higher. Finding my breath, finding my wingspan. This time maybe my palms can face up. As my inhale, the arms could come up as far as I can go and right back down. And let's see if we could maybe do 3 more full arm salutes, breathing in, breathing out. Just creating this sphere of self-care around you today. This is your time to take care of yourself. And let's just add 1 more for good measure. Inhaling and exhaling. And then I'll let the arms drop and lift the shoulders up, back, and down a few times. Welcoming you, Susan, and welcoming you, Carol. Some of you sharing with me that you experience a lot of tension in the shoulders, in the neck, in the upper body, in the back. So we're going to be doing a little bit today to release some of that. So as I lift these shoulders up, back, and down, I might also just visualize that I'm shrugging off that tension. I'm letting go of something I'm carrying around. Imagining that backpack just dropping off my shoulders. I do 1 or 2 more of those like that. And then I can just rest my hands in my lap for a moment and work with the head and neck. So tilting my right ear towards my right shoulder, letting both arms be heavy, letting both shoulders relax. I could take a breath into center and exhale left ear, left shoulder, just a little tilt. Breathing into center, breathing out to the right. And you could even close your eyes if you like, breathing in, exhaling left ear, left shoulder, breathing into center, right ear, right shoulder, just moving at your own pace, back and forth a couple more times, observing what is it like to be in my body today. And if there are any other ways you'd like to move the head and neck, some circular motion perhaps, or tucking the chin, lifting it up. Just awareness of the neck. And very often I find myself with a lot of tension in my neck as well. And very unbeknownst to me, I tend to do this. I tend to jut my chin forward, and you can see what that does to the back of my neck. It just sort of crunches it. So as I move through this session today, I might notice this and try to bring my chin in a little bit towards my chest. So let's stretch out that right arm. Straight out from the shoulder if that feels okay. You can modify if it doesn't. I'm going to bring lots and lots of space between my fingers and make the palm as wide as I can. And then I'll curl my fist around my thumb and drop my knuckles down as far as I can. Breathing in, lifting up, spreading the fingers. Breathing out, thumb dropping down. And one more like that, inhaling and exhaling. And then just letting that arm rest for a moment as we stretch the left arm out to the side. Lots and lots of space between the fingers. Palm is up. Maybe the fingers are pulling back towards the face a little bit. And then we're making a fist, gentle fist around the thumb and dropping the knuckles down. Breathing in, spreading the fingers wide. Breathing out, knuckles down. You've got it. And one more like that. Inhale, open. Exhale, fist down. And then we'll drop both arms down. Good. Definitely going to do a lot of wing stretching today, Lois. So I see what your body wants to do. But let's go ahead and bring the right arm out to the right again. And this time I'm going to tilt my left ear to my left shoulder. And I'm just going to invite that left shoulder to drop a little bit. Always up by the ears they are. And I'm circling my palm. So I've got that left ear tilting towards the left shoulder and I'm breathing. Maybe that arm comes down a little bit. And a little bit more. And one more breath. Eventually I could tuck my arm behind my back if that would feel okay, or rest the hand on the hip. Additionally, I'm going to try spinning my chin down. Again, both shoulders are invited to soften as we take an easy breath in, easy breath out. Letting the tincture of time do the work here. And coming back to center when you're ready, stretching that left arm out, welcoming you, Catherine and Margaret. And I'll bring my right ear towards my right shoulder, just little gentle palm circles. Inviting my right shoulder to relax. As I move the palm down, exhaling. Working my way down little by little. Just noticing. You've got it, Cheryl. It's beautiful. We can tuck the wing behind the back and spin the chin down if that would feel okay for you. Taking a couple breaths here, softening those shoulders. That's good, Mike. Beautiful. Just letting go of that tension in the shoulders for a moment. And then we'll come on back. Come on back and just rub the hands together. Create a little warmth, a little friction. And then we can interlace the fingers and really give yourself a good squeeze here. And then let's push the palms away from the body and juice up the fingers if that feels okay for you. And I might lift the arms up a little higher. Maybe a tiny bit higher. And then I'm going to lift my arms all the way up as far as feels safe and let the arms drop down at my sides. Inhaling, arms out and up. Exhaling, hands through to heart center. Breathing in, reaching up. Grabbing a little piece of calm, bringing it into your heart space. Beautiful. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's take 3 more. Maybe you close the eyes. Still feeling the roots going down into the earth. Taking one more. Bringing those hands to heart center, and just for a moment, resting the hands on the breastbone. feeling the feet on the earth and widening out your awareness to your whole entire room that you're sitting in. Awareness to the front and sides and back of you. And that awareness could maybe expand a little farther out. You can envision other Walden friends in their living rooms, in their bedrooms, in their kitchens, practicing right now. And maybe we can send some support and receive some support as we inhale, receiving, as we exhale, sending. Just feeling this connection at the heart. And then gently blinking the eyes open. Okay, so I'm just going to take a moment to maybe massage the pec muscles. This is something that really gets tight on me, and we're almost not even aware of, and can actually, add to tension in a way. We don't really tend to notice the pec muscles much. And yet there they are. They're also involved in the breathing act. The muscles between the ribs up here as well. So I'm just kind of getting in there, massaging. And then I'm going to rest my hands for a moment and see what it would feel like, or I could keep one hand on my heart if that would feel good. And I could take a breath into my upper chest. And I could really feel that chest lifting. So I'm doing some chest breathing now, just awareness of where the breath is going in my chest. And that could be the upper back as well. And this is where we tend to breathe and where it's easiest to breathe, mostly for a lot of us. And nothing wrong with that. And now I'm going to invite you to bring your hands to your rib cage on either side, or just one hand on one side, or you can just move your mind there if this feels uncomfortable. And I'm going to see if I could lift my rib cage with my breath. So I'm breathing into my sides, breathing into the side body. It could be the tiniest little movement as I see if I can widen out my rib cage without really tensing up my shoulders towards my ear. Yeah, you can let those shoulders relax. And this might be a little more challenging to move the breath into the side body. And then finally, I'll just bring my hands to my belly. I'll make a little circle here, kind of get some of the blood flowing, get some of the lymph fluid moving, just with some gentle touch, healing touch. And it's amazing what you can do with your own hands. For example, if you have a belly ache, then you can infuse your hands with kind of kindness, compassion, and do this. Some of you have reported that it has helped with your digestive issues as well. I'm just going to rest my hands here, and I might close my eyes for this one and see if I could breathe into all the way down. Let my diaphragm push down as I breathe in, and let the belly expand like a balloon. Right? I'm going to soften my shoulders here too. And this might really be hard for a lot of us to breathe into the belly. And it's something that we can practice. And it's something you can do lying down. And you can rest something on your belly and see if you can push the belly up. So see if you can do maybe 2 more belly breaths with me. All right, and then I'm just going to rest my hands in my lap and take a few breaths where I bring my breath to all 3 parts of me. And you can do this in whatever order feels best for you, right? Maybe you're breathing in and starting at the belly, moving to the side ribs, moving up to the chest, or maybe it's the opposite. I just want you to explore bringing the breath into all 3 places that we've just practiced: the chest, the side ribs, and the belly. Breathing into these 3 places and breathing out of these 3 places. And maybe you can take one more breath like that. We're going to return to this at the end of class. And I think you'll observe that it's easier after we've had a full movement practice to practice 3-part breathing. So let's go ahead and do a little bit more asana or yoga postures. So I'm going to take a little bit of a wider stance. And with my wider stance, I'm going to open my arms out to the sides. So I'm sitting up tall. I've got my feet on the earth. My core is pulling a little bit towards my belly. And for this practice, I might be breathing more into my chest. As I exhale, I'm going to squeeze my arms together and see if I could push the forearms together. That's good. Inhaling, opening wide. Exhaling, closing the forearms, closing the palms. Opening, maybe the elbows go back a little farther. You're opening that chest. And squeezing the arms, forearms together. You've got it, Mimi. Beautiful. Inhaling, opening. And exhaling. So happy to see you, Beverly. And we have another friend here. Beverly is in Vancouver, and we have another friend, Cheryl, joining us from Vancouver Island today. So you guys are not too far away from each other. Good. Let's take one more. Squeeze. So there's a little bit of resistance. Good. And then I'm going to open both arms out to the sides and bring my palms back. And once again, I'm going to kind of take up lots of space and stretch my wings. Inhaling, opening, maybe the heart lifts and there's a little bit of an arch to the upper back. And then we can slowly bring the hands towards one another and bring one elbow on top of the other. And see if you could give yourself a hug. Inhaling, opening, arms coming back. And this time we're going to bring the opposite arm on top. As you go in for that hug, maybe one elbow on top of the other. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, opposite arm on top. Beautiful, Lois. Inhaling and exhaling, opposite arm on top. All right, this time we're going to open and we're going to come back and give ourselves that hug again, but this time I'm going to see if bringing the elbows on top of one another, I could then bring my forearms or bring my arms together. So I'm getting a really, it's a little pretzel-y, and I want to try to steer clear of rounding my back. Right, so I'm in almost my eagle arms position. If there was a little farther to travel, you might bring the hand, twist the hand in front. And now I'm opening and doing the opposite side on top. Seeing if I could bring my arms together and maybe twist the hands. That's good, Julie. Wonderful. Let's do one more on each side. Inhaling. Exhaling. And this time I might lift my elbows up a little higher. Take a big breath. Exhale, open. Last time, opposite arm on top. Inhaling, elbows lift. And exhale, release. Okay, so still with that nice wide stance, I'm just going to move my torso in a circular motion. Feeling my upper body feels nice and warm. Breathing in for half the circle, breathing out for half the circle, if that would feel good. Moving my whole entire body. Awareness of my whole body. Moving the other direction. Beautiful. And then I'll slowly make my way back. And let's go ahead and lift the right arm up and over as I lean to that left side. Stretching the right side body, coming back to center. You've got it. Inhale the opposite arm, left arm lifting up and over, stretching the left side body. And then we'll come back. And as you breathe in, see if you can lift the right rib cage with your breath. Breathing out. Left arm lift, left rib cage filling with the breath. Beautiful, friends. Let's do one more so we're really breathing with the ribs lifting. And last one, left arm, as far as feels safe. Beautiful. And I'm going to bring my arms back to that cactus posture. And I might walk my feet a little bit closer if my hips are starting to kind of ache a little bit. I'm just going to twist my body to the right and twist my body to the left. Nice and slow, using the muscles in the torso and noticing what happens to the breath here. Maybe one more on each side. Good, and then I'm coming back to center, dropping my arms down and taking a walk. Walking in place, marching in place. I'm at the edge of my chair and I'm moving opposite arm, opposite leg. My core is strong and stable. You got it. Taking a walk together, promenading. Maybe it's down that beach. I can see it so clearly in my mind, Cheryl. The Tofino coast. And just such a beautiful part of the world. I want to travel back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, friends. I'm going to stretch my right leg out straight in front. And just press the foot down towards the earth and peel the toes back. So we're pumping the toes, pumping the ankles. As far down as you can, as far back as you can. Awareness of all the 5 toes spreading, maybe curling under. And you can do one more and then switch sides. All right, with the left leg out, pumping the foot down and up. Doing this at your own pace. All right, and then we'll come back. And I'm just going to hold onto my chair here and stretch my right leg out. Stretching my right leg out, and I might make a circle with my toe. So I'm doing the work of keeping my leg lifted. And I'm moving my ankles. You got it. And then we can switch sides. Left leg lift. Take a circle of the toe. And then release the leg down. Now I'm going to turn my whole body to the right. And I hope you have the kind of chair that you can do this. So I've turned my whole body to the right. And I've kind of shifted so my left, for lack of a better word, butt cheek is hanging off the edge of my chair. I'm holding onto my chair though so I won't fall. And now I'm going to see how it would feel to slide my left foot back and drop my left knee down towards the floor. So I might not be able to go very far here, but I'm sitting on the edge of my chair and my left knee is up away from the floor. And I'm going to work towards stretching this left leg out a little bit more, right? So I'm trying to get into a lunge shape. And the farther back I might be able to go, but I'm not going to force this. I might be able to feel this stretch in my left hip flexor, the front of my left hip. And as I explore this, I'm going to lift my left arm up and release it down. Right? So I'm lifting and reaching with my leg and coming back. Breathing in, breathing out. We could take maybe one more, do what feels best. Beautiful. And then I'll just bring my foot back. I'm still seated in my chair. While I'm here, I might as well do a twist, right? So I'm twisting to my right side, so to the back of my chair, and I'm holding onto the back of my chair and just taking a breath here. And I'm releasing back to center. I'm going to walk myself over to the other side. Right, so doing what feels best for you. I've got the right butt cheek hanging off the edge of my chair, and I'm dropping my knee down, holding onto my chair, and working towards stretching this leg out as far as feels safe to me so I can get a hip flexor stretch. And I might be lifting my right arm up and releasing it down. Just exploring here. You got it, Ginger. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do one more. All right, and then I'm walking myself. Oh wait, no, let's do the twist. Okay, so I'm still turning my body to this left side, and then I'll twist to the left. Take my hands to the back of my chair and take 1 or 2 breaths. And then unwind back to center. All right, my friends. So option to stands with me. I could take my time and come to stand mindfully, or I could choose to stay seated today. Maybe taking a moment to take a little sip of something. Doing what feels best for you. Right, I'm not going to push through pain or discomfort today. If I'm experiencing an injury or some kind of issue, I'm going to take good care of myself. So that might mean I choose to remain seated. I'll do my best to talk you through some things if you're seated as well as standing. So bringing my mind to my feet. Oh yeah, I forgot all about you. You're down there way near the floor, but you're still me. So I'm going to bring a little bit of movement into my feet, lifting the heel one at a time. And I get a little toe massage as I do this. So lifting one heel at a time. Yeah, so taking good care of yourself, Marty. All right, and then you could keep going with some toe movements if you're seated, or if you're standing, you might kind of sink down into the knees a little bit and bring the hips way back. Now we did this in Sharon's class, and she was calling these squats. In yoga, we call this chair pose. It's a pose in yoga, and just like Sharon taught us, we learn in yoga to put our weight in our heels. And we also learn that I want to be able to see my toes. So I might look down and make sure that I can see my toes. And then from here, you might bring one or both arms straight out in front. And I'm scooping my belly towards my spine. I'm taking a little bit of pressure off my low back. My palms are facing each other. And I'm going to take a big breath here and lift the arms up, straighten the legs. I'm inhaling, coming down again, and the arms are swinging back now. Inhale, scooping your way up. Exhale, sink down. Right, practicing the arm movements here if you're seated. You got it, Susan. Beautiful. Taking a couple more, just like that. Last one. Beautiful. And then coming up and marching in place. Seated or standing, marching in place. Maybe the knees come up high, maybe they don't. Marching in place, either seated or standing, right? Taking care of yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm coming up onto my tiptoes and floating my way down. Maybe it's one hand on the chair, maybe it's both hands off the chair, maybe I'm just doing the arm movements. Floating my way up, soft landing down. And if you're seated, you could close your eyes and in your mind's eye, envision doing this in a standing posture. Maybe you can get up to the top and hold and slowly drift down. 3 more times. Breathing in, you got it, Pat. Breathing out. All right, one last one. And I'm turning to face my chair and stepping that right foot forward and the left foot back. Sinking into my right knee, my hips are pointing towards my chair. Nice wide stance for Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Squeezing that left glute muscle and my torso, rather than leaning forward, is upright. And I might take my left hand and just take a couple arm circles here. Right? And if you're seated, you could return to the lunges that we were doing. This kind of stretches the same part of the body. Good. And then we'll go ahead and we'll step that back foot forward a little bit. Both legs are straight, and I'm taking a little fold forward, keeping my head lifted if I have glaucoma or vertigo. Right? If I'm seated, I might take some torso circles or a forward fold. Pulling my belly towards my spine and taking a few breaths here. I could feel a stretch in the back of my right leg. Beautiful. You've got it, Gordon. Good to stretch those hamstrings, isn't it? And then we'll walk ourselves up and switch it up. So we've got the left foot forward now and the right foot back. And I'm sinking into my left knee and my torso is upright. Squeezing that right glute muscle or doing my lunge in my chair. And I'm lifting my right arm up and over. So taking a few arm sweeps. The right arm is coming up and over, or however feels best. Can you feel the stretch in the right hip? Maybe taking one more sweep. Good, and then we'll shorten the stance a little bit. Both legs straight, tipping the heart forward. Finding what feels best for you here. Maybe it's a little forward fold in your seat, in your chair. Tucking my chin, right? I'm so guilty of always jutting my chin forward, and especially in a posture like this. Finding my breath. And then slowly coming back up. Okay, so we're going to do one balance pose and then we're going to move to a seated posture. If you are seated already, I would really like you to try practicing this in your mind's eye. Right? So making this a meditation, closing your eyes and envisioning yourself doing this. So you're standing in place. You've got weight now coming into the right leg and the right foot. We're holding onto the chair if we need it. And we're picking up that left heel and opening the left leg out to the side. I'm zipping up my core, and I might take my right hand onto my heart, right? Or I might feel comfortable and safe bringing my hands together at heart center. I might be working towards picking this foot up and placing it on my calf and putting it right back down, right? I could hold onto my chair and explore this. So I'm in my tree pose. And if there's another way you like to practice tree, you can move the arms, spread your branches. Maybe it's just one branch. Big breath in. And release out of it, kick it out. Nice job, guys. And switching it up. Maybe it's in your mind's eye. Weight will come into the left foot and we're opening that right knee out to the right. Zipping up the core, feeling that strength in your core and working towards finding your version of tree. It doesn't have to look like mine. It doesn't have to be perfect. That is why we call it a practice. Finding your breath. And when you're ready, releasing out of it and making any other movements the body's asking for in the standing posture if you're standing. I personally really like, Cheryl, this one's for you if you're still here, just swinging the arms to let the tension drip off the ends of the fingertips, get out of the shoulders and the neck. Just kind of let the arms be really loose so you can feel the space opening up in your shoulder joints. And the hands can be heavy. Yeah, or it's a full body movement. If you feel like you have some energy you need to release. All right, I love it, Carol, beautiful. And then when you're ready, we can meet in a seated posture again. In my seated posture, I'm just going to lean forward here with my hands on my knees. And I'm going to practice lion's pose. So lion's pose is a great way to relieve muscle tension in the neck and the jaw. So with lion's pose, we're opening our mouths as far as feels good, and we're sticking out our tongues. So it's a good stretch for the tongue as well. And we're creating a soft sort of breath, like breath. That's optional. So I'm leaning forward. All right, really nice, guys. You might even get there and just feel like you want to massage the jaw, if that's a place where you carry tension. And then we'll wrap it up with a hip stretch. So I'm going to take my right ankle over my left knee, modify accordingly if this feels like too much. And without rounding my back, I'm going to reach my heart forward. I already might be feeling a lot of sensation. I could stay right there. My shoulders want to keep creeping up by my ears. So I'm just asking them to soften a little bit as I lean forward and find 2 breaths here. All right, see how this feels for you, Marty. All right, coming back up, and we can cross that knee over. Take a little twist to the right. I'm sitting up tall, I'm tucking my chin. Trying to practice good neck posture here so I don't exacerbate my neck stiffness, tightness. Slow return to center. Left ankle over the right knee, or something that approximates this. Doesn't have to be exactly what I'm doing. And we're reaching the heart forward, letting the shoulders relax, tucking the chin, and finding a few easy breaths. Good. Sitting up, crossing the knee over, and taking that little twist to the left. Chin is level with the earth, chin is tucking towards the head, towards the neck. And then we're softening back to center and taking one more big stretch. Okay, and then we'll practice 3-part breathing a little more, and why not bring some sound into it. So go ahead and get your feet on the earth, your seat in the chair. You can close your eyes and allow the belly to soften. Maybe you'd like to bring the breath into the belly. Breathing in, belly filling like a balloon. Breathing out, letting go. Seeing if you can move the breath into the belly. Next time you breathe in, maybe the breath moves from the belly to the ribs and back to the belly again. Breathing in, belly fill, ribs lift. Breathing out, ribs relax, belly relaxes. So we're just taking little sips of air, trying to feel the breath in these different parts of the body. Belly, rib cage, chest, chest, rib cage, belly. Breathing in, breathing out. See if you can take 3 more breaths like this. Beautiful. And then we can take the hands together at heart center and close our session today with the sound of 1 Om and 3 Shantis for peace. You can listen or join in, closing the eyes for 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Breathing in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And thanking you so much for your practice today, friends. Namaste. I hope that you will come join me for good tidings of holiday self-care on Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this Thursday, December 21st. And we will have chair yoga on Christmas at 1 p.m. EST. So I decided that I would really like to practice on that day with you. And I also really want to uphold the IWMF motto that with the IWMF, you are never alone. And some of us might be alone on Christmas, and we can spend some time together. So I hope to see you for holiday self-care on Thursday and maybe chair yoga on Christmas Day. We're not going to be celebrating Christmas per se, but it just happens to be Christmas Day. And we hope to see you then, but understand if that's not a good day for you.